This rider didn't forget his face mask, but he did forget his helmet, his shoes, there's no plate. He's driving in shorts and t-shirt, which isn't prohibited, but if you have an accident, you might regret it. If you look at the back of the bike, there's just a broken piece of plastic where the plate should be. The real metal plate issued by LTO, the enforcer's holding it right now. The rider got it out of his compartment. Why is it in the compartment instead of mounted to the back of the motorcycle? Oh look, he even has a helmet inside. Why does he keep his helmet and his license plate inside the compartment? I don't know, are they just trophies to collect rather than to use? Anyway, the towing crew is coming in now. They're going to impound the bike because he cannot show a driver's license. They flagged down this motorcycle because the young child doesn't have a helmet.
May regalo ako sa'yo. Captain America yan, Lodi! Pag magmamotor ka, paglaki mo, anong kailangan? Helmet. Ano pa? Anong wala si Daddy ngayon? Sapatos. Diba? Para protektado ka. Paglaki mo ha, promise mo yan ha, mag-helmet ka tsaka magsasapatos ha. Pag magmamotor ka.
And it looks like Daddy's lucky also because they're giving him shoes to correct his violations and to basically make him a little bit safer on the road. The rider of this motorcycle was flagged down for not wearing a helmet. The plate says for registration, but the documents he showed says it was last registered 2019. And you'll see it's now being pushed over to the tow truck for impounding. If you're wondering why this sidewalk is painted like that, it's to remind people not to park on the corner. That's why the enforcer here is writing out the ticket. And it's the same thing over there, they're parked on the corner, even on the sidewalk. So this one will obviously be ticketed just like the other one. This is the unfortunate reality of one-side parking. You got people parked on both sides and the sidewalks. And it's the same with these vehicles over here. You can see they're partially on the sidewalk, partially on the road. Can you imagine you're trying to walk along the sidewalk and then boom, no more. Two big trucks parked here. The enforcer in the background there is writing out a ticket and they might get towed away. And that's what happens when you obstruct sidewalks. Women, children, babies in the road. And this is what happens if you allow one-side parking. You end up with abandoned cars. Maybe abandoned isn't the right word, but left unused. Maybe that's the right way to describe it, because I'm sure someone would say, I didn't abandon that. I own that. I'm keeping that. Yeah, but how long has it been parked right in this spot? A little bit further along, these also look like abandoned vehicles. I'm guessing this hasn't changed for a long time. Here's another one. The problem is, how can MMDA tow it when there's a one-side parking ordinance? What they need to put in their ordinance is that abandoned vehicles or vehicles that haven't moved for this many hours or this many days can be towed away. So at least they can empower the MMDA. Or make an alternating one-side parking ordinance so the vehicles have to be moved every 15 days. And then if you see them stuck on the one side, you know already. This rider was apprehended now for driving in slippers, but he doesn't have any bad feelings. He knows it's not allowed and he just wants to get a selfie with Bong. Although it's mostly cars in this area, there are some tricycles and I saw some motorcycles also. And there's one more tricycle over here that's also being ticketed, parked on the sidewalk. In fact, make that 2 tricycles and all the vehicles behind because the one-side parking is on the other side, not on this side. And a little bit further along, the SCOG team has started telling people to take stuff off the sidewalk. I'm not sure when they leave though. Already saw some tables and chairs taken inside. I guess it's the same thing over here. Tables, storage, and then of course that little shelf will probably be extended over the sidewalk. And in fact, you can see the tow trucks are already starting to come in and pick vehicles up to remove them. Those that don't have drivers. I can see this one is being connected now, and in the background there's a black one going up. If you're wondering how the team ended up here, basically they were doing a coordination with the barangay for a different operation before, and then the barangay gave them a list of streets that should be cleared, and that's the streets they're acting on right now. And that one on the other corner will be the next one to go up. I don't know if they live on this street. Maybe they were trying to make use of the space for parking, I'm not sure, but if there's no driver, what can you do? And there's one of those you saw ticketed earlier for obstructing the sidewalk. They're now taking it inside. It looks like they have a lot of space inside, but maybe they need to do regular loading, unloading, so they want to keep it clear. I really don't know for sure. What I did notice is that their parking lot over here is full of what can I say, junk, basically. Obviously there must have been a building here that was knocked down. If they remove all of that, they'd have a lot more space to park vehicles, right? What I'm still amazed about is the fact that no drivers come out. Where are the drivers? You might have noticed this one earlier on the sidewalk. You had a cover over it. The towing crew are about to pick it up now. You always have to be really careful when there's a lot of tow trucks around because you do not want to get squashed. They are very careful, but still you have to be careful also. Don't assume that they know where you are. Again, one side parking, but you've got people parked on both sides. That's why that one's going up on the tow truck. I just saw that lady jump on a motorcycle. She knows all the enforcers are here, but she's carrying her helmet instead of wearing it. I don't know what they're thinking when they see the enforcers and they still do it anyway. One more on the back of the tow truck. I still haven't seen the drivers. Right now they're clearing 20th Avenue and they've come across this vehicle parked on a corner. There was a guy in the background there complaining, saying that the team should focus on something else. You're not allowed to park on a corner. Very obvious. Makes it dangerous and difficult for people to want to make the turn. You will see signs like this, no parking, and then directly next to it, a couple of parked vehicles that are now being ticketed. The drivers have already come out, meaning they can just have a ticket instead of being towed away. Bad timing, because here's the driver. As you know, once the towing process is started, it will be completed. And one more vehicle is being picked up here. Unfortunately, it's parked on the sidewalk. Pretty common on 20th Avenue. Well, pretty common all around the metro. I'm guessing this is probably dumped by one of the repair shops. I'm not 100% sure though.
Ayaw namin na nagmomotor ka ng walang helmet. Ha? Kasi napakadelikado niyan. So kaya pinara namin yung daddy mo para siguraduhin na iaangkas ka na may helmet. Bibigyan kita ng helmet. May PS mark to, pwede talaga siya para sa pambata. Yan o. Kaysa pinagsasapalaran nyo yung kaligtasan ng anak nyo. Diyan lang ako. Kakadyan nyo, dyan yung madalas na aksidente.
And right now they're towing crew hooking up to this one that's obstructing the sidewalk. It's got a big sign on there that says for sale, so maybe it's going to be here for quite a while if they don't tow it away. And they just flagged down this motorcycle rider here. Unfortunately, no helmet. So they write out the ticket, and he would actually be told to push the bike. They tried to flag down that rider. He completely ignored them, tried to make an escape. The only reason why he stopped now is because there's more enforcers up ahead. That's the style of some riders. If they think it's only one enforcer, they'll try to run away.
Saan parte ng batas mo nabasa na dapat mong takbuhan ng enforcer na pumapara sa'yo?
And all of these vehicles are now being issued tickets because they turned the sidewalk into parking. Maybe they have too many vehicles, or maybe the garage was converted to a different purpose, I'm not sure. But he's taking his ticket and now he can move the vehicle. Nice helmet, nice bike, but unfortunately no shoes. And it's the same thing over here, unfortunately driving in slippers. Although it starts with a simple violation like driving in slippers, if you watch my videos for a long time, you'll know that it often results to something like no license. Not always, but often. They did actually speak to the BPSO a moment ago, that lady, and verify the exact situation here. Coordination is always key, especially if you're going to operate on the inner roads, which are typically left down to the LGU. You'll see someone painted this area for school service, but actually it became a parking area for private vehicles. When they asked the barangay, allegedly they are not the ones that painted this. They did not pass an ordinance to allow this. So that's why all these vehicles are being ticketed, because according to the barangay, there's nothing that permits them to park here. And even the paint says school service. It doesn't say private vehicles of nearby homes. And they just flagged down that gentleman. He's got an itchy head. Unfortunately, he's not wearing a helmet. Hopefully he has a license at least. Probably my microphone will make this sound quiet, but it's very loud. Flag down this gentleman, no helmet, no shoes. You see that gentleman walking away? That's his bike with the towing crew. It's been impounded. This street has an alternating one-side parking ordinance. The problem is there's vehicles parked on both sides. So those parked on this side are now being ticketed, they're being towed. The team did coordinate with the barangay before going here, and the barangay captain is here during the operation. You can see her here. So issue tickets, tow away, clear the road of illegally parked vehicles. That's a reality with one-side parking. Sometimes it becomes two sides. You see the towing crew here. He's going around making a video, marking any damage. So if there's a complaint later, they can show them it was already there before we picked up the vehicle. I remember I saw a complaint online before. They alleged that the towing crew stole something from their vehicle. But then they also said the vehicle had been parked on the road for weeks. So how do you know it wasn't already stolen from your vehicle while it was just sitting there on the road, right? Honestly, if it was me, I would rather see a proper metal sign, a road sign, rather than the tarpaulin with ads. But still, the information is there for people to read. And the team are now in Pasig City. See that big sign, no parking both sides? And then there's a vehicle parked right here. They are acting on a complaint today. There's a couple more cars further along. They'll issue tickets, and if no one comes out, they'll be towed away. SCOG team's also here to clear any sidewalk obstructions or road obstructions. For example, this one here, you can see they turned the sidewalk into an extension of the business. So the SCOG team are taking it down now. So far I haven't seen any of the drivers come out, so it's possible that all of these vehicles could be towed away. Although saying that, further along it looks like at least one driver's come out for that jeepney in the background. Typically you wouldn't see the MMDA on these smaller inner streets, but if there's a complaint that they need to act on, then they'll be inside here. And they just flagged down this rider, simple violation of driving in slippers. Although that does sometimes turn into something more serious if the driver can't show a license. In this case, I'd assume he can. And one more vehicle going on the tow truck. Looks like it's got quite a bit of damage on the side there.